Could we do one thing before we go on here, Stu? While we're listening to the next part, where we're going to hear about the victimization of the most powerful man on the planet. This is like Monica Lewinsky saying, "Yes, I victimized the president of the United States." And I kind of look like Monica Lewinsky, but that's a different story. Could you look up George Orwell? I believe George Orwell may have been an anti-progressive, anti-Fabian's Society guy. May not have been, but something tells me he was, and he was ringing the warning bell about exactly the kinds of things that are happening now by the same people that were happening now. Okay, so here's Bill Moyers about to tell us about the victimization of George Soros.
For several years, and I'm off now that I'm back on the air, but I was on his board, and he's deeply troubled. He's a great devotee of the open society, the society that does change because it listens to itself and learns from its experience. And he's been the victim.
Stop. Okay, first of all, Bill Moyers hasn't ever said anything about George Soros when he was a journalist. Sorry, I've got crap in my throat. So when he was a journalist, he didn't say anything. But then he left journalism and he went right onto the board with George Soros for his board. And now, of course, he's going back into journalism. So he's sorry, I've got more crap in my throat. Something's getting caught here. Anyway, he said that now he's going to go back into journalism. And, of course, he's off that board. So he's completely clean. And he wants to talk about an open society which grows because it listens to itself. Oh. So a government that would listen to itself, that's the way to learn. Really, don't you think? And that's what we really want, isn't it? An open society where the government listens to itself, not you, but itself. And it learns from its mistakes. This goes back to George Soros's book where he says it's kind of fun to play God. And there are going to be a few people, I'm sure, Pat, you have this in the archive, if you can look for it after the break, where George Soros goes on to say, some people are going to be hurt. Yes, some people, revolutions are kind of crazy things, and they get out of control, and, some people will be hurt. And I don't know why I sound like that little guy who's like, Annie, my little Annie. I don't know why I sound like him right now, but that's what he's saying, that people get hurt. This is what Bill Moyers is saying here. It will learn from the mistakes that it makes. Well, I'm sorry. Can we play a role in that? Because people will die in this transition to a open society. Isn't that right, my little Annie? Here's more Bill Moyers. Of
course, of Glenn Beck and the right wing, the Fox News assassins. So he's thought a great deal about the Orwellian idea, and he said it has arrived in this country. It is here, part of the permanent characteristic of American democracy, which is therefore suicidally bent.
Oh wow, self-suicidally bent. Oh wow.
Yep.
And Dee's deeply troubled by this Orwellian society, where Glenn Beck is victimizing him. Gosh, I'm moved.
It's amazing. Because I remember do you remember when I got all of those frauds together and didn't tell them what they were even signing? Misled anyone who was legitimate, and then I got the frauds together for the rest of them, and I had them sign a deal against George Soros, and then I took all my money and I took out a full-page ad in the Wall Street Journal against George Soros. Oh, no, wait a minute. No, that was him that did that to me. I'm sorry.
That's weird.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's weird. Remember when I was taking all of his stuff out of context and I was just twisting his... No, wait a minute. That's him doing that to me.
Well, he's only spent 7 figures to do that, though. I mean, I don't think that's something that's notable. I mean, when he spent 7 figures to just go after one private individual who's running a business, that's, I think, legitimate.
Remember when he said he was going to put up 7 figures to stop me? And he put all the money into, I think it was Media Matters to stop me. And yeah, that was him. That wasn't me.
That was him, yeah.
I'm trying to figure out exactly how he's the poor little victim here.
Well, you've talked about him. You've talked about him, and he doesn't like that.
Oh, I'm so sad that he is being kept up at night, and he's very worried about it. I'm really, really sad. George, let me tell you something. If you think you've been victimized, you haven't even seen the beginning of it yet. You haven't even seen the beginning of it yet. Oh no,
Mm-hmm.
No.
This is the 1984. You're going to be totalitarian. You're going to go after him with all your power.
We're releasing a new book this spring. And it's on the things that you just can't argue about. I mean, they'll all be footnoted, and you can't argue about it. And these are the things that if you want to disagree, that's fine, but you're going to have to get around the facts. This is the truth. And 1 or 2 chapters is only on George Soros and the damage and who this guy really is. You want to talk about victimization? Oh, yeah. Oh, this will be victimization. We like to call it an exposing of the truth. He'll call it victimization, but boy, I hope he doesn't lose any sleep.